transitioning in my business, and it's partly because I started to feel like I was running a luxury rehab where everyone was still doing heroin. And so I've shifted away from my focus on business, money, like just financial stuff, and started coming back to coaching life and like the broader spectrum of it. So people aren't using money as the scapegoat to keep enabling whatever patterns they're behaving through.
I love this.
We're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
No one's letting you forget in the club. That is for fucking sure.
Are you in lots and lots of pain? How bad is the pain? Fuck you fucking asshat.
Having fun dancing in the park.
Number one, why am I calling you? Number two, you ruined everything.
Oh, so good. And for all of you who are listening, welcome back to the podcast. And that was the beautiful Stefania. Maria. And we are so excited to have her on the podcast today. And we're going to go in an unconventional direction, having an unconventional conversation, because that's how we like to run these three-way podcasts. We never know what's going to happen, and we like it
just like a
that.
proper menage a trois.
Exactly.
Did you bring the rubbers, ladies?
Oh, so beautiful. Well, Steph, thank you for joining us today. I'm just so excited to have you on. I remember seeing you at a transmission talk years ago, and I was just blown away by your transmission. You were talking, I think you opened the talk, or at some point in the very beginning of the talk, you quoted Practical Magic, and I was like, who is this bitch? I'm like, I need to know her. Like, she is immaculate. And then at some other point in the talk, you started talking about moss, and I'm like, who is this woman? I love her. I'm like, I'm obsessed with moss. Like, it's one of my goals in life to have a bed full of moss. And my circle of friends, we have this term that we say, and we call it mossum, because I'm just so obsessed with moss. And when you said it in your talk, I was like, okay, that's a very clear indication from the universe. This is someone I need to know. And it's been really beautiful watching your journey these last couple years. And I honestly am just so obsessed with how unhinged you are. And your content is my favorite. I don't watch a lot of reality TV, but I do love watching your content.
Oh my God. I die that you even say that, because in university I was voted most likely to have her own reality TV show.
No way. Well, girl, you're doing it.
Not high school, university. Like,
Maybe that's the business pivot that you're actually looking for. Maybe it's away from the money in business and it's actually fucking reality TV. Stefania, I actually don't know you very well. I've never met you. This is my first time, but I have to say, I went on a full-blown bender on your content. And let me just tell you, I was dying when you were talking about, I said, I'm going to send it to Kelsey. You were talking about the gym. You were ranting about the gym, like a boxing class. And you were like, yeah, like I'm like hitting the thing. And this bitch beside me was like, oh, if you just punch like this, you won't have to grunt so much. And you're like, bitch, I'm punching like that so I don't go to jail. And I was like, I'm dead. I'm already fucking dead. And I was like, that's so me. Like, I'm a psychopath when I go to the gym. I'm like, grunt. It's like a massive release. And the amount of times you say unhinged in your content, I was like, this is just a dream come true. So yeah. I'm already obsessed with you. I know we don't know each other, but I'm so happy you're here and I can't wait to hear even more. Like, I was dying. Like, I was just like reel after reel after reel, and hearing your voice and hearing the way you talk about things really unconventionally is just like right up our alley. I mean, Kelsey and I are super unhinged as well, and we just say the weirdest shit, and we love going against the grain and bringing these sometimes really dense topics with a lot of fun, humor, a lot of playfulness, so that they can actually come through. Because I think this industry is so fucking serious sometimes. It is so Debbie Downer, and it's just like so intense, and people have like personal development fatigue. And that's why Kelsey and I are like, let's make personal development fun again. Let's make relationships and business and like all of this fucking fun. Because I'm so bored. and you are like a spark of
Hallelujah.
fresh air. Hallelujah. Take me to church.
Absolutely. Let me tell you.
Well,
It's so funny, this piece around like personal development fatigue is part of why I started shifting my business, because I was like, everyone is getting all of this knowledge and all of this information, but they're not doing anything with it that makes their life more expansive and more joyous. Like it's become this like super heavy thing, and I'm like, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah.
Like life itself gives you enough to grow through. We don't need to go add more intensity to it. So I'm here for this. And I'm going to give you guys back the stage, because I could just talk forever. I just know myself.
Well, we want you to talk forever.
We want you. That's the whole the whole fucking point.
You're the star of the show today, my friend.
But
We
I love
are
that.
obsessed with you. Yes.
Yes, but there's so much. Kelsey, what has Kelsey coined it? Like mental masturbation. It's like there's just this. I don't know. Whatever year it was, I found like the coaching industry and personal development was really kicking off, and it seems kind of icky in certain spots. Like I'm not saying there's some amazing gems, but there's a lot of inauthenticity. There's a lot of online I present this way, in person I present this way. There's a lot of that like lack of integration, like you mentioned, and I think more people are becoming privy to it. But I've seen like dumpster fires all over the internet. I paid my coach this, and now I'm in debt, and I'm bankrupt, and this, and like these pieces, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? It's carnage. It is like, it's. I mean, again, I'm generalizing. I'm poking fun at this a little bit, but I think that having more integrated teachers, having more fun and playfulness is what is going to actually have people do the fucking work. What's gonna make them. It's like little micro movements, like Kelsey and I talk a lot about in the club. It's like in your everyday life, just make different micro choices that are going to lead you in the direction of who you want to become. Like it doesn't have to be this super heavy, arduous thing. It's like little pieces throughout your day, just choosing something, choosing that most expansive thing. Like nobody wants to get in the fucking arena. Everyone's sitting on the sidelines.
No, and they
like,
want to do it perfectly.
Yes. If it's not perfect, I can't do it.
It's so boring.
Yeah. Anyways, we want to just hear you talk. So tell us tell us like what's on your like mind, heart, soul right now. What are you really fucking into?
Kelsey's like, I'm waiting.
I can't wait for this.
She's like, I'm so excited. This is so juicy. So let me give you some background story.
Please.
Your girl is a veteran, retired hoe. I've been through my hoe seasons several times.
I was not expecting that. I was like waiting for like the business or the something. I am a hoe. I just like to. I'm dead. Okay,
keep going.
We're
friends.
This is not a whore house. This is a whore home. Thank you very much.
I'm dead.
And the reason I start with this is because over the last 11 years, I have been single. Like that is how I define myself. That's the identity that I've leaned on. And I've had like flings here and there, but until it was actually defined, I never said that I wasn't single. And that's changing in a very rapid way. And fucking with me. But it's also making me like the best version of myself. And so what's on my heart and like what's on like up in my grill right now is really looking at, with everything that I've learned over the years about who I am, my patterns, my behavior, I'm starting to realize that like reverting to even exploring the past is kind of irrelevant. Because when you're face to face with the thing that you've said you've wanted for over a decade, all it is a choice, moment to moment. And the moment you make that choice for whatever the thing is, that's where the work actually happens. And, you know, I've done a lot of research, quote unquote, into like why I'm so intimacy avoidant. Like, who the hell is single for 11 years other than like Carrie Bradshaw? Right? We all look at like, oh, that woman is so emotionally unavailable.
Yeah, for real.
Like that's
real.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
And so there was this time where I was like, oh, I'm emotionally avoidant. I am scared of intimacy. And I like understood that about myself, but knowing that about myself was not enough. And it became this way, like I could pathologize my own behavior and like victimize myself in my own behavior. But then that's how everyone was relating to one another. They're like, what's your attachment style?
Yes.
And then it's like you become this label instead of being like, well, how do I even break through that? And so all of a sudden, the way that I wanted to change my relationship status became like the ultimate barrier. And really what I focused so much energy, so much time, so much money towards fixing about myself. When 3 months ago, I decided I'm no longer going to be a problem. If I'm emotionally unavoidant, or emotionally unavailable, if I'm emotionally a wreck, if I'm chaotic, if I'm unhinged, if I'm imperfect, if I'm unhealed, doesn't fucking matter. I can be loved right there.
Ooh, ooh.
Take us to church.
Bodies just like, like,
yeah.
The fucking permission slip, right? That like you just wrote yourself. Like, and I think that happens. Like Kelsey and I are just, I love that you're saying this right now, because I think we're really in a similar space as well, where we were like, wait a minute, like all that belief that like there's something wrong and I need to fix it. It's like it's another super sneaky way. Our subconscious is like, let me not take you in the arena. We need to go now dig down this rabbit hole for the next 3 years. And then we'll label ourselves, and then we'll go over here, and then we'll da-da-da-da. So it's like, it's so mental. And you're just like, what if I am 100% whole and worthy just as I am with all the fucking shit? And then we get to just live fucking life.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And what's crazy is the moment I started accepting that about myself, where I'm like, okay, I get to have tremendous love and I get to have tremendous success without needing to be healed. Like I can just be an unhealed, unhinged broad. Mm-hmm. And that does not impede my ability to have anything in this life. Mm-hmm. The moment I started doing that, I started to pay attention to like all of the ways I wasn't really living my life because of that belief system. I was on dating apps. And I was like, but who I am as a person is going to meet someone out in the wild.
Yeah.
I'm not going to meet someone through an app. Like, I just know that about myself. And so I legitimately changed my bio to, I don't want to be on this bloody app. If you see me on these streets, say hi.
I'm so obsessed with you.
I'm my fucking God. I've never been on a dating app, but I'm
Me
like
either.
I'm just finishing a divorce, and I'm like, if I were to go on one, I mean, I would literally be like, I'm copying and pasting. I'd probably write your name underneath and be like, I'm copying her, but like, fuck me. That is so, I've always said that too. I'm like, I feel like I'm going to meet somebody just organically out in the wild. But like, what a fucking big cat jaguar energy right there. Just like, you see me out in the wild? Come say hi. Like, I fucking love that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's also because like we live in this world now where like men are scared to approach women.
Yep.
But like, I'm an unhinged woman. Like, approach me. There's nothing you can do to scare me. Like, I'm not frail.
Exactly.
I'm not small. I'm like, I double dare you to come say hi and say something weird.
In fact, I welcome it. I welcome it. How weird can we make it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like 4 weeks ago.
Okay, so this is fresh.
Okay.
I love this. Yes.
So like, it's like awareness. I can be loved when I'm unhealed because love has been accessible before healing was an industry.
Right.
Boom.
Right. Hundo P.
I know myself and how I desire to experience, find, and journey through love. I'm not going to use dating apps. But I'm also just not going to delete my profile. I'm going to be myself where I am, and I just don't want to be on them. So let me change my bio. This awareness of like, I need to be out in life had been happening for months. And at the end of last year, I was very clear that I wanted to experience all the things that I never got to because of workaholism that started when I was 14, because of codependency, because of the family that I was raised in, whatever the case was. All of the things that I didn't get to experience, I'm adult enough to provide it myself. And so in November, I registered for adult summer camp.
Yeah, you did.
I swear all of this makes sense as of
It's making total sense to me.
2 weeks ago. Because at the beginning of June, I went to that adult summer camp.
Stop.
And I met someone.
Fuck yeah, you did.
Fuck yeah, you did. Fuck yeah, you did.
It gets crazier.
Yes, give it to us.
Because in 3 days, I'm flying to Orlando to go see him.
I'm so obsessed with you. Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go.
I have goosebumps right now, but like, again, it's so, what I just keep hearing is like, of course, this is the way it works. Like, you just made a fucking decision. You drew a line in the sand. You said, I am enough here and now in the fucking way I am. And that completely shifts your energetic signature. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, and here's the thing. Like, we just decide. It's a decision. And it just is.
Oh, yeah. It totally is. And what's now like the spot that I'm working through is all of that knowledge of like healthy relationships is coming in to gaslight me out of what I know here. Because when we connected, it was so, like, my brain was not involved. Like, it was unexplainable, like, attraction, but like no ego involved. I literally could not explain to myself, like, why do I keep gravitating towards this man? Why do I keep looking for him in the crowd of 315 people? Like, why does he have my attention? And I'm like flustered because I can't even think about him without like losing the fucking plot.
Oh my god, yes. This is the juice. This is what I fucking live for. Let's go. Let's be flustered.
Take off your shirt.
Free the titties.
I shouldn't have worn a bra. Where the fuck was I? I literally have lost my train of thought.
Okay.
You were looking for him in a crowd of 315 people, or 315 people.
Why am I looking for this guy?
Why am I looking for this guy? And so throughout the weekend, it was obvious that it was mutual. But I could tell in my brain being like, oh, no, this is just a camp crush. I get to have that experience as a kid. That's great. And then the next thought would be like, why are you even potentially considering hooking up with this man? You need to withhold your sex. And I'm like, oh, whose thought is that? Because that's certainly not mine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, play it cool was the next thought that came in. Slow things down. You're going too fast. Oh, he's totally manipulating you. What was wild is like, as these thoughts came in, I really had to be like, well, hold on. Whose thoughts are these?
Mm-hmm.
Come back to myself, drop in, and what do I know?
Yeah.
None of the ways that I was trying to reject his positive attention, his deeply, deeply thoughtful actions, his sweetness, his leadership, all of the ways I was trying to deny it were through the stories I had learned about how to be in a healthy relationship. Mm-hmm. And so here they were. Everything I've learned was like literally backfiring and rejecting the thing. And so I had to ask myself, like, well, who do I want to be right now? Who's the woman I'm going to show up as? And so as the weekend was unfolding, I was like, I'm not going to withhold my sex. At that point,
treat yourself, girl.
Treat
yourself.
Right? Like, I'm not going to withhold
Let's
it.
get it on.
Let's get it on.
And I'm going to enjoy myself fully.
Yes.
Because regardless of this being a chapter in my life or the next greatest love story, I'm not going to take a single sentence for granted. Mm-hmm. I'm living my life as it's being written. I cannot worry about what happens in the next saga.
Yeah.
As I was doing that, I was like, okay, who am I as a character? And it's like, I'm this deeply respectful, deeply loving, shit tons of fun, silly, rooted in herself woman. And so throughout the weekend, I was still doing my weirdo things, you know, like I was doing my EFT, I was doing my journaling, I was doing my breath work, but I was also partying. I was also getting laid. I was also having probably the best shower sex I've ever had in my life. And like meeting different women and painting, you know, like I'm doing all of these things. And it was like, this weekend was a microcosm of me having full approval for literally every part of who I am as a person.
Yes. Yes.
As I was doing that, this man just like kept showing up and kept showing up and kept showing up. Now, if you've ever done adult summer camp, I went with Camp No Counselors. There's like an incentive to keep going, obviously, because it's a great time. But you get to be part of like a different club. Once you've been to 10 camps, you're part of like the Unicorn Club.
Shut your mouth.
This man has been to 11 camps.
He's a unicorn.
He's a unicorn. He just like loves to have fun.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
But what was wild was like, as I was starting to meet other people who had gone to the camp several times, they've known him for years at this point. And one of the girls came up to me and she's like, I just want to let you know that like people are talking about you guys, but it's because no one's ever gotten to him before.
Oh. Ooh,
like
la la.
We've never seen him interact with a woman at camp like this. We've never seen him take his attention off the like Olympics that we do at camp. And it's so obvious because he has his attention on something more important. And so here I am in this spot of like, I've been single for 11 years. I have been in this state of believing that I'm love avoidant, intimacy avoidant. And what I'm realizing is actually I've been life avoidant. And I've been using whatever personal or spiritual internal growth work to validate why I shouldn't be a part of life.
Yes.
Why I shouldn't be going out, living fully. Why I shouldn't be living out loud. And like, here's all the evidence of why I shouldn't be doing the things that I deeply desire to be doing. Everything from like, oh, well, there's going to be alcohol at this camp. Oh, heaven forbid you're near alcohol. Like, I have boundaries. I'm a sovereign individual. Like, why can't I just go to a party that there's alcohol? Does that make me somehow less evolved? No. We're fucking human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like, how dare you think of me as so incapable that I can't be like, no, thank you, I'm good.
Exactly. Exactly. This is the shit that drives me fucking insane, is when we have all of these conditions kind of set, and then we start relating to people as though they are not sovereign. And what we're saying is like, I don't see you as capable and competent to make a decision that is right and true for you. And so, and you know, you and I have been kind of round and round the victim triangle. We know it well. And like, it just kind of sets it up to be in that perpetual loop of like, well, I need to rescue you because you're so incapable of thinking for yourself. Instead of, how about I just relate to people as though they're capable of making their own life decisions and capable of discerning what's right and true for them. This is like the majority of me like slaying trolls in my comments, because there are people who come into my comment section who try and save other people from like me as like a dangerous woman who like is just saying what's there to be said. Like, how dare I have my own opinions, and how dare I live my life the way that I live it? And like, you better not, hire someone like me because you might get just as liberated. And so you see this nonsense all over. And I just love that you were like two middle fingers, like, no, I'm a sovereign individual. I can handle myself here and do what's right and true for me. I'm obsessed.
Well, and one of the things that like really stood out for me is I am mostly sober. I've told that to people all over. Like, I don't really drink. I do enjoy the odd cocktail, but there was this way where I almost demonized that part of myself as well. And it was like, oh, I'm not living the most evolved conscious life if I have even a sip of alcohol because it's a quote unquote spirit. And I'm like, do I actually believe that? No, because I'm the kind of girl who goes to parties on Davie Street where there's cocaine in the middle of the table and be like, yeah, that's not for me. And I've been like that since I was 18.
Yeah.
Like, that part of me has always existed. I just stopped trusting her. And so as I was going through this weekend, I found different edges, right? Like, there's definitely a couple that if I wanted to have a threesome, I could have. I didn't want to have a threesome, so I didn't. There was also this way I could have avoided men, and I could have just focused on sisterhood with women. And there's ways that I could have been totally isolated. Like, the temptation to do anything was there. But it's only temptation if I'm tempted. And that's a choice. And so as the weekend was unfolding and I was becoming more aware of like, oh, this man has already made up his mind. Like, he doesn't need any convincing. I don't need to show up in any particular way to be like, how do I get this man? Like little Gollum, my precious. Like, I'm just being my fucking self, and he's still here.
Around. He's still orbiting me.
He's still around. He's not going anywhere. And there was moments where I had to, he almost checked me unconsciously. And I'm going to let you guys in on the story because it really fucked with me for a minute. So he is one of those guys. He's a guy's guy, right? Like, he's worked in sports. He's like an ex-athlete. He's 10 years older than me, but still loves to have fun. It's even in his career. But he's got the banter of him. Like, you know how athletes are like, oh yeah, I'm going to win this. Him and his friends were like that. And so we were on different teams. And I was like, we have to beat his team. Flirtatious banter between us. But I was like, we have to beat his team or he's not going to let up. Like, he won't let it go. And so during camp, you get put on separate teams and you do what's called Olympics. And you have your athletics component, you have your arts component, and then you have the relay races.
Fun.
His team played my team in volleyball. And so we're head to head. His team wins. I'm crushed. Because I'm fully anticipating him to be up my ass about the fact that he won.
Of course.
So I walk up to him. I was like, don't say anything. I'm a sore loser. And he grabs my hand and he's like, you did really well. I'm so proud of you.
Oh. Pussy tingles. All right.
And I remember my brain short-circuiting.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, am I going to receive this man as he is right now, or I'm going to go revert to my patterns of behavior? No, I'm going to receive that. Okay. The competition goes on. We hit the relay race. My team wins the entire Olympics.
Oh,
I walk up to him and
he's
like, don't say anything, acting the same way I did when we lost. And then I was like, okay, I won't say anything. And then he grabs me again and he pulls me closer and he's like, congratulations. And it was like this,
goodness.
I'm operating in this state of no one's ever gotten to him like that. He's not caring so intensely about winning. He cares more about how I'm feeling. He's still showing up even though I'm weird and wild and talking out with no filter. He's still showing up. In fact, I'll give you this one. This one was so fucking weird. I don't know why I said it, but I said it and he loved it. Okay. We're playing beer pong.
Every
And
great story begins with we were playing beer pong.
and I did something. I can't remember what I did. And he was like, "Oh, that's not very ladylike." And I turned to him and I was like, "Thank God for both of us. Being a lady isn't being a woman."
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
He turned
Snap.
around.
Yes.
He was like, "I don't know what that means, but I love it." Like it just slayed
Yeah.
whatever was there, and I still don't know why I said it. It just like rolled out of my tongue.
Came out.
And that was just our interaction like the whole weekend. It was like there was something that would come up, no filter. I just said it and he would meet me there. When he's telling me congratulations, when he's saying I'm proud of you, it's the same experience for him. He doesn't know why he's saying it. It's just like, it's up, I'm going to say it, it's true, and I'm going to say it unfiltered, and then I receive him. So it's really like this combination of him saying the truth, me saying the truth, without trying to show up perfectly, and then being like, am I going to opt into receiving this person right now, in this moment? By the final night, or second night, actually, I had made a comment about like me being a secret, like a camp secret. And it wasn't like people knew that I was like leaving his cabin in the morning, you know, like it wasn't so much of a secret. But he turned around and he was like, why would I keep you a secret? That's the stupidest thing I could be doing.
Yes.
And then it was like, we were just out. He was holding my hand. We sat next to each other on the bus back to New York. We had lunch together before he flew home to Florida. We FaceTime every day. He asks me how I'm doing. He sends me really adorable text messages that say things like, have fun, be fucking incredible. Like, I know you will be. I can't wait to hear all about your podcast. Because he knows that I'm here today.
I love this for you.
Me too.
This is amazing.
I'm obsessed with all of this. I mean, it's so, like, of course, though, like, he's just mirroring back to you your own acceptance and your own, like, your complete, just, like,
unapologetic self.
you know, yeah.
Oh.
And it doesn't mean that there's, like, no edges with it.
Sure, of course.
Like, letting go of the identity of single and the patterns that come with that identity.
Sure.
Are super uncomfortable now because there's even places where like I'll talk to someone, like he sent me flowers last week while I was on a call. I posted it to Instagram so everyone could see that I'm not like making the shit up. I didn't know he was sending them. It was all like very send me into my involuntary kind of stuff. Even in those moments where he's doing incredibly sweet things, incredibly thoughtful things, a lot of women's reflection is like, well, what if he's love bombing you?
Yeah.
And I get that that's like a legitimate concern for people, but it goes back to the space of like, but I'm sovereign enough to tell him, hey, this is beyond my capacity to receive, or hey, this is a little too much. But I know that he's not love bombing because we've had a conversation where, and I quote, he told me, let me know when and if this is too much, because I want to make sure you feel respected. But until you tell me, I'm going to continue because I like to do this.
I'm so here.
Okay,
for this.
he truly is a unicorn. I mean, this is like unicorn status for realsies.
Yeah. I mean, we've been having like this conversation for, I don't know, a couple weeks now, probably about 3 weeks of like unicorn hunting that, you know, in terms of the type of partner that we're both looking for, and even my music partner, he's in on this too, of like, there's a certain caliber of person that we're like, this is just clear. This is how we got to play at this level because we're up to big shit in the world. We can't be playing in the fucking paddling pool. And we called it like hunting for the unicorn. And so like the fact that you've come on here and just like confirmed this into the fucking vortex today is immaculate. And I love what you're saying about, you know, how these distorted perceptions are getting projected onto the connection. And if there's like one kind of rule that I like to keep, I like to keep things kind of internal, private for a while because of that exact reason. You know, the internet is a dumpster fire. And I see that on threads too, of like someone posts something sweet and then the comments are fucking feral of like, this is not true, they're love bombing you, like this can't be real. I'm like, maybe you should go touch some grass.
Today I literally posted on threads, I was like, we need to start medically prescribing touching grass. Because the chronically online take that a lot of people have lacks nuance, it lacks discernment.
Yeah.
And it kind of acts like this unicorn that we're hunting for isn't caused. He would not be the unicorn that I know he is if I showed up with any game.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. People don't get this.
Like, they really don't. And there's this like, what was the conversation? Oh, the conversation today was because I tweeted, I was like, you know, the whole concept of like, if he wanted to, he would.
Yes. Oh, girl, I have some thoughts about this, but please tell me yours first.
You kick it off.
Oh, okay. Well, my first thought is like, if he wanted to, he would. I don't think so. Like there's so much more nuance to it. Like there are things that I want to do that I don't because I hold myself back for whatever reason. And it doesn't mean that I don't want to. It just means that sometimes there's a bigger conditioned part that's in the driver's seat that's impacting my behavior. And also like to just put someone into that category immediately has me not have to lean in. So if I use that trope of like, if he wanted to, he would, then I don't actually have to be a woman who's at cause for my own life. I don't have to be in the driver's seat. I can be like, life is happening to me. Come save me. Versus actually my woman's in charge and I'm going to be at cause for the results that I want to see. And if I want to talk to him, I'm just going to fucking talk to him and let the chips fall where they may. You know, I'm going to say the unhinged thing and see what he does with it. You know, I've had a connection where I've been playing with this for months now, where I'm like, okay, here's an edge. I'm just going to like reveal this thing and see what he does with it. And, you know, if I was kind of playing by, you know, the internet standards, I would never say like 3/4 of the shit that I've said to him. I would never have like leaned in and be like, oh, well, I texted him last. I can't send him a text. Well, no, I have something to say, so I'm going to fucking say it. And I think about, you know, how I would relate to Christine. You know, sometimes like she's got a crazy weekend, like this past weekend. And like our text thread is like, me just like text. Oh, here's something. Here's a photo. Here's a gift. Like, and it's just like me having a conversation with myself in her text thread. But I knew that she was unavailable. Like, and I'm like, I know she's going to get back to me. And so I take the same approach with a dude. And I'm like, if that turns him off, if me expressing myself, and this is the key, if I'm expressing myself from a place of like being collapsed or trying to like hook him or get something from him, that's not clean. It never goes well. But if I'm open, if this is like me in my like truest alignment and like I feel good and it feels like the most honest thing to say and I say it, it goes well. And that's been a fun thing to play with as well, is seeing like the difference in the energetic. So like depending where my energetic actually is will determine a lot of the time the response that I get. And again, people fucking hate that shit because they're like, what? I have to be responsible for myself? Like,
Well, so this is super funny because the thread that I posted this morning was like, if he wanted to, he would.
Yep.
No, because if he wanted to and did, you would reject
Could you receive it?
and you would call
Exactly.
it weird. And
Yes.
and like, you know, and then I was like, instead of using your discernment and your communications with the bloody man, immediately I got a comment saying that I was being abusive via blame. And I was like, wow, the internet is like such a wild place. Like, I'm abusive because I've implied that you have the capacity to discern and communicate. Heaven forbid you actually show up to the occasion doing the thing that you need to do. And people were saying like, no. Yeah, it's like, no, he needs to do the research and figure out how I like to communicate and figure out my love languages.
No.
Oh, bitch, don't even get me started.
No.
Like,
That shit boils my fucking blood.
It's like so passive, and I started thinking, it was like, it's the pillow victim. It's like, let me lie back, let me have this man figure out where my clit is, despite the fact that literally we don't have the same clit. Like, all three of us, where we feel
Different
the most
clits.
sensation is not in the same fucking spot.
Yep.
But no, the guy that I sleep with, if he slept with Christine, he should just know that I like mine in the upper left quadrant. He should just know that.
Yeah.
Like he's Don Juan himself.
Yeah, he's a mind reader. He's a pussy reader. He just knows everything there is to know about me,
Right,
and I
and
don't
then-
have to give anything up. I don't have to open
Well,
it.
exactly. And here's the other thing too of it, right? Like, even if you get the thing that you want, you're still going to reject it if you're not actually open. I was very clear that I wanted someone who lived a normal life. I didn't want one of these magical bros that exist in the coaching space.
Yeah, no, gross.
If I dated a man with his hand on his heart and started talking
please,
about my
barf.
yoni,
If he
Might lose
ever
my
says
shit.
the word yoni, I mean, like, fucking beat it. Get out of here.
Ew.
out of my fucking face.
Gross. Get out of here.
I like watch some of their like Instagram stories of like women in our industry, and they're like, this man, he was just, his energy was so nourishing. I'm like, the only time I like to gag is not when I'm like watching Instagram
Watching your
stories, okay?
content.
Get your shit off my feed.
Oh,
But yeah, so like I always knew that about myself. So when I meet a man who is just a dude duding, all of the ways of rejecting it come up. I'm moving too fast. This is too soon. It must be a problem. It must be wrong. He's love bombing me. I'm being manipulative. I'm being stupid, whatever the case is. But the moment I drop those and I just come back to myself, I'm like, oh, what's actually happening here? I'm showing up as a woman who's transparent, honest, has integrity, communicates what she means when she means it, as she says it, like doesn't filter. Who I'm showing up as has its own momentum on the relationship. Who I'm showing up as invites him to show up as the same.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Yes.
And so both of us have had the conversation where like, we're not interested in going too fast, but we're definitely not interested in holding it back. And so even with me flying to Florida this weekend, there's been people who were like, oh my God, like that's really quick. Is it though? Because if he was in the same city as me, we would have had 5 dates by now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, it's just all these stupid made up rules. You know, and my perspective is that every relationship is its own unique container. And the fact that we are comparing relationships, it is insane to me, because there's no two pairings that will ever be the same. And so there needs to be different guiding principles for each relationship. And so the two of you are literally generating what's right and true for your connection. And that can't be compared to any connection I've had, any connection you've had, he's had, Christine's had. Like, they're all unique. And you have to literally design them in the moment. You can't just do this fucking set it and forget it model and hope for the best.
I love that you said that, because there was a couple weeks ago. No, I lied. It was a couple months ago. I do this thing called aspecting, where you let some part of yourself speak out loud and you just like rip, like you run with it. And this one voice came through, and it was so soft and so clear. And it was like, I have no desire to disrespect the man in front of me by comparing him to another man that's existed. And I started sitting with that question, like that statement itself, and I was like, oh, it's actually disrespectful to the man in front of me to behave like when he compliments me, he's manipulating me like my last fling did. Yeah. It's disrespectful to the man in front of me to reject the gifts he gives me, because I had an ex in the past who gave me gifts after he cheated on me. It's disrespectful to the man in front of me. And I was just like, do I want to be the woman who disrespects the man in front of her? I don't. Like, there's no part of me that will be able to sleep at night in disrespecting the man that's actually in front of me showing up. And that doesn't mean that, like, he's not infallible, right? Like, I'm still getting to learn to know who this man is. I'm getting to know all of his flaws. I seem to like him so far. He's a bit of a nerd. But like, I like that he likes things, you know. I don't have to like the same things, but I have to like that he does like them. Yeah. And so I'm in this spot of like, right, the woman I want to be isn't someone who disrespects the man. Because I'm showing up as like, I'm respecting him for who he is. It's up to him to feel whether or not he feels respected, because I also want to add, what respects one person is not the same for another too. There's a lot of discernment there. But like, I'm showing up that way. And so I'm checking in with him. Like, do you feel respected here? Do you feel disrespected here? Like, I want to know those things because I'm committed to being that woman, not because I want to keep him. There might be men who like to be disrespected. That's their kink. Yep. I'm a woman who respects the man in front of me. So I need to make sure that I'm still behaving that way. But when other people have this, like, this idea of like a healthy relationship or a comparison of unhealthy relationships, it doesn't take into account like the particular scientific connection between two
cosmic souls.
Cosmic souls, like elements on the periodic table, right? Like, it doesn't, they're unique, they're individual, they're personal. There's no two people that will cause the exact same thing. Nope. And for me in particular, because like my Venus is in Aquarius, which means I'm fiercely independent and I'm destined to have this like unconventional relationship. Yeah. That was something I really had to get on board with. Like, am I going to opt into this man knowing that I've never been in a relationship like it and I never will be? Like, the fundamental scarcity of our connection, am I going to respect it while it's here for as long as it is? Yeah. And that's a scary choice, but like every single day I'm like, yeah, I'm opting in. And I'll opt in until there's nothing to opt into.
I love this so much. I mean, this is very similar to my philosophy with relationships. Like, I think a lot of people get into relationships and they go on to this like default setting of like, oh, now that I'm in the relationship, I don't have to keep creating it intentionally. I don't have to keep causing it. And now that I have it, it should always be there. And they don't tend to it. They don't nourish it. It's like, having a garden and never planting seeds, or like never watering it, never weeding, like, and then you wonder why it's this overgrown forest and you can't, you know, cultivate and harvest anything good from it. Well, it's because of what we've put into it. And this idea that I'm going to cause my relationship intentionally every single day, and I'm going to keep showing up, and every day I wake up and I choose the relationship until we've gone as far as we can go. I think that is such a powerful way to relate, because it keeps you in that space of conscious creation. And there's a lot of fucking juice in there. There's a lot of fucking pleasure and play and adventure that's possible when we're actually in the driver's seat and consciously creating, versus, okay, well, now I caught him, I keep him, and that's it. And then I wonder why the relationship's flatlined, and why my pussy's fucking dry and I'm not turned on by him anymore. Like, well, probably because I've automated him and I've automated the relationship, and I'm no longer an active participant in my own life. So it kind of comes back to what you were talking about at the start of, like, maybe it's time for me to be an active participant in my life. And, you know, bringing that same attitude into relationships, I think, is so key, because if we're not consciously creating them, then what are we fucking doing there? You know, it makes no sense.
Well, and it's like, we don't need to know our attachment style if we're like living in the moment in the way that we're talking about it. If we're causing the connections we have in our life, we don't need to know that.
Nope.
It's like, who do I want to be right now? Because who I was being at the time of me being like super emotionally unavailable was not someone really committed to respecting the people in her life.
Yes.
In fact, like, growing up, the idea of respect was something that was like punished. You get respect where respect's given, right? Like, I've really had to shift my entire relationship to the idea of respecting someone and really coming back to, like, do I revere this man? Do I really, in my heart of hearts, want the best for him, whether or not that best for him is me?
Yes.
And so in the place of like, I'm causing the relationship, I actually don't even think about the relationship itself as like, am I showing up with integrity to my heart so that he can opt in to that? And then is he showing up with integrity to his heart so I can opt into that?
Exactly.
Like, I just want to opt into like the deepest access point. I don't want to opt into like, you're scared to lose me, or you think you need to show up as Mr. Perfect, or whatever the case might be. Like, I want your perfections because I want the privilege of opting into those two.
And I feel like that is like the thread of true respect and true reverence, you know. And the internet's going to get so cranked about three women talking about respecting men. How dare us?
Oh my God. I should tell you, I had a woman tell me that I didn't respect men.
What?
Because I was like, this was before I like got off dating apps, but there was this guy who like sent me a message, and he was telling me how like he popped a boner in the middle of the street within like 2 interactions. Like, I said, hi. He said, how are you? And I was like, great. How are you? And he's like, I had a spicy day. I was like, spicy would, like, I'm dense. Okay. Like, if you tell me you have a spicy day, I don't know what that means.
You ate
and
some
he goes,
jalapenos,
oh, I got a boner in the bro. Yeah. I was like, do you have Indian? I don't know what's going on. And he's like, oh, I popped a boner in the middle of the street. And I was like, is that like a common thing for you? And he's like, would you like it to be? And I was like, I don't know. That sounds like really adolescent to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be constantly worried that he's going to pop a boner in the middle of the street where there's children. Like, that's fucking weird. I took a screenshot because I'm an asshole, and I put it online. And this woman who has been up my ass all the time about everything I post comments, and she's like, well, that's what you get. You're like attracting men who aren't worthy of respect. And then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You think men need to prove themselves as worthy of respect? 2, you think I was being disrespectful and not seeing like the entire conversation was just bullshit. Like, the conversation didn't have respect in it to begin with. So it wasn't like anything. But it really like stood out to me because I was like, I don't respect avatars in the internet. I respect the men in my life.
Yes.
And I think when we're going back to this like chronically online space, people are like, you're not respecting me. I don't respect avatars on the internet. I don't know if you're a man in my life. If you're a man in my life, I will respect you.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
And it's taken me a long time to get here, right? Like I've worked through so much shit with my dad where we used to only have 5-minute conversations to now we have like 2-hour conversations, and he knows about my dating life and I know about his dating life, and he's an even more unhinged weirdo than I am.
Bring him on.
Like,
bring him on the podcast.
Yeah. You know, like I've done the work to be like, wait a minute, am I being the woman I want to be? And the woman I want to be is one who respects men. But sorry, fellow on the internet, you haven't met the qualification for that respect yet. If I meet you on the street, I promise you'll have my respect until it's proven that you shouldn't have it.
100%. 100%. I love this distinction so much because if I look at my life and the relationships I have in it, and specifically the relationships with men, every man who is in my life, I deeply respect. Like, I just do. You don't get to be in my life if I don't respect you. If I don't respect who you are, what you're up to in the world, like what you're creating, we're just not a frequency match. Like, if you're someone who is, just not on that vibe, like you won't make it through the gates. And I won't make it through your gates because we're just incompatible that way. Like, I do not want men in my life that I don't respect. I love men and I think that they're fucking great, and not everyone is operating at that same caliber. And if they're in my life in any way, shape, or form, a colleague, friend, lover, partner, well, there's a 100% guarantee that I respect you. And I will act in a way that reflects that respect. Every single time.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
I don't even actually know if it's a question. It's a thought.
Yeah.
A year ago, I was on a date, and it was like we were objectively not a match. Mm-hmm. And we could respect the fact that we were not a match. And he messaged me after the date, and he's like, hey, totally get that we're not a match, but just wanted to let you know, like, this was probably the greatest not a match date. Mm-hmm. And what it made me realize was there's this way where, like, as a society, my experience has been that we are victimized by incompatibility.
Yes.
And it's like, heaven forbid you're just not a match. Mm-hmm. That cannot be it. They have to be either a red flag, they have to be
something wrong with
a
them.
Narcissist, there's something wrong with them, and it's like, or they're just
not aligned.
One of 6-7 million people on the planet. Mm-hmm. Whatever the fuck.
Or they just don't fucking like you. And you don't like that. Like, I think that's such a hilarious fucking thing. When people say, like, it's like, I don't like everyone. There's majority of people I don't like. I walk up to people, I'm like, no. My energy is just like, no,
nope.
Yes, no, yes. Like, it just is what it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
You know that audio from Despicable Me, where, like, the little girl, Agnes, is like, aw, my caterpillar didn't turn into a butterfly. And then she goes, that's a Cheeto. Oh. I think of that audio daily. Okay? It's like, aw, my situationship didn't turn into a relationship. Did you want that to be a relationship? Oh.
Yeah.
Like, half the time when the situations fall apart, it's like no one asked, do you actually want a relationship with that person?
That person.
Yes.
You mean the person who doesn't reply to a text for 4 hours because they think there's a game to play? You mean the person who thinks that they have to withhold and bite their tongue because they're trying to get you? You mean the person that thinks that they need to shower you with untrue attention just so you'll stick around? Like, that's the person you want a relationship with?
No.
You want to be in a relationship with someone you feel like you can't say the truth to, that you have to filter who you are just for them to stay. Like, a lot of the time, even in my past relationships, it's like, if I really looked at the flings or the situationships, do I really want the relationship with someone if the version I am with them in that moment is who I have to be for the rest of my life with them? Yeah. If I really asked myself that question, I would have said no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, years ago, I was in a situationship with someone that was like objectively abusive, quote unquote.
Right.
We would fight until 4:00 in the morning. If I didn't eat, he would like yell at me. When I got to his house, he would like take me into the shower and hose me down. Like, objectively shitty shit. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I was in like such a love daze that I was like, oh, it's fine. It wasn't until I had my mom and one of my best friends say, like, Steph, are you going to keep doing this? That I really had to look at, like, who was I during the time of our time together. And I was like, I was someone who would drop everything just because he wasn't feeling okay. I was someone who was not getting good night's rest. Like, that's important to me. Like, there was things that I valued as a person that could not exist in that relationship.
Right.
And it wasn't until I was like, wow, if I maintain this, all of that goes away. And all of this is all I get. That's when it ended. It was 7 months of hell, and I knew at month 3. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until I got clear that the woman I want to be could not exist there. So therefore, why would I choose a relationship with that person, even if it transpired into one?
Right.
Like, it's just not a relationship I as a woman would want. Mm-hmm. So why am I even entertaining it?
100%. But I mean, this goes back to being responsible for what we're causing and what we're creating. And a lot of people would rather be passive and would like life and love to happen to them, and they don't have to fucking do shit. They don't have to look at who am I being and like, is this the type of woman that I want to be? And I think that's a really great way to kind of discern what gets your continued investment. Like, do I like the person that I'm being with this person? And it's not so black and white, because sometimes our conditioning comes up and we're like, oh, I've just been on like a default setting here. So is there space for me to claim like the truer version of myself and bring her forward and see what that does to the connection? Does it completely disintegrate it? Does it upgrade it? What happens when I bring my woman back online and like test it out? Mm-hmm. Like, I think it's important to do all of those little like micro tests within ourselves. You're not testing the other person, you're testing yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, am I someone who can really show up powerfully here? And if not, well, what's that about? And it could be exactly what Christine said. Like, maybe I just don't like this person enough. Maybe they don't like me enough. And it's just not the right match. And I just don't give a shit. I don't care enough, at least, to like bring my full woman out into the playing field. And then other times I'd be like, oh shit, like I've been collapsed, or like I've been like, I slipped into like an old pattern. Like, let me like recenter, bring myself back and see what that does to the connection. If it upgrades it, well, that's good news. If it downgrades it,
but if it disintegrates
well, then I know.
it, that's good news too.
Exactly. It means we're not aligned. It means that me and like my most powerful expression is too much for that pairing. And I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to make myself small in order to stay. Because that's not me in my power. That's not me in like my full woman. And you know, people get so cranked around about dating. It's like we should know right from the fucking start whether this is endgame or not. Or how about we take a phase of dating and get to know each other and see over that period of time, and it, you know, whether that's 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, and like see how we jive. Like, who do we become inside of this relational container, and what are we actually committed to? Because you won't know that off of one date most of the time. I mean, there are stories where people say this, and that's cool. But like, if we give it some space and time to breathe, and then we realize like, oh wait, I don't actually like you that much. Or like, oh wait, I realize that, I want to do this with my life and you want to do something totally different. And so it's just incompatible. It's just a non-starter. And it doesn't mean that you're bad or wrong.
Yeah, I think there's also this way where like, this is my view on like the growth space in general, or like the acquisition of anything in general, is like there's the fear of the pivot. And like in the dating space, when you're just dating someone and that you're finding where you're aligned or not aligned, that's going to happen 5 years down the road too.
100%.
And there's this way where like we've approached dating thinking that like, oh, I'm just going to meet someone who's already perfect and I don't have to do anything. Because like that's what I see when I'm like looking through comments on fucking TikTok or Instagram or Threads even. Like, it's these people who operate under the assumption that when they just meet the person's going to know how to communicate. The person's going to know how to share vulnerably. The person's going to know X, Y, Z. And then I have to really like look at it and I'm like, but do you actively communicate?
Yeah.
Because prior to, this man coming into my life, I was going on unhinged dates. I was like, I'm going to bring my wildest self to the table. I was doing time left dinners, which is like you get set up with 5 strangers to have dinner with.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I'm just going to practice the skills I know I need to have in a relationship anyway. Because people don't see relationships as like, it's a skill. You need to have a skill to be in a relationship.
100%.
And for someone like me, I've been out of relationships for fucking ever. I'm a little rusty. And it's not like riding a bike, because no bike is the same. Like one's a 10 speed, another one has a fucking motor, the other one's electric. Like no two people are the same. And so I have to practice my communication. I have to practice my ability to be vulnerable. I have to practice my ability to really still keep my personality and not lose it. I have to practice, the spot that I'm in right now is like my life is actually feeling great and my business is reorienting. And so I'm like, oh shit, the new level of practice for me is to not choose one or the other. Historically, I've always chosen work in my business over love. That's why I've been single for 11 years. And I've also created really amazing businesses. Now it's like, oh, I'm being asked to do both. And that is like the scariest game for me right now.
Yeah. I feel like we're all in that same boat. Where like we had been like compartmentalizing for so long. And like I've been single for 4 years, and that's the longest stretch that I've ever been single. And like there have been people that I have met over this 4-year period, but no one that I was like, I think I'd like to invest further and like explore an actual relationship with you. And so in that time, there has been this huge reorientation of my life and finding this more balanced space between living and, the businesses that I am a part of and that I run. Because like you, it was very much like business centered and purpose centered. Like the work that I do is the center point. And then I'm like, I don't feel super enriched or fulfilled by that. Like I'm missing out on actually living my life. And like, do I want to get to 90? I mean, like, wow, like I'm so glad that I just went all in on my business and then had no life, had no love life, was not getting fucked, like all of these things. Like, no. And so, Club Unhinged was born, and this whole new paradigm opens up, and Christine and I are just, on a fucking tear right now of like, how do we create our life alive? What are the things that we need, our woman needs in order to feel juiced up? I had a girlfriend text me yesterday after I put up a really fucking erotic poem on I think it was Sunday. She's like, who are you fucking right now? And and I was like, the best part is I'm fucking myself. Like, I'm going out and being mused by life. And yes, I do have a muse, but also like I'm not fucking him. And I'm going out and I'm letting my life be the fucking juice and like giving myself the things that I had been like withholding and like not letting myself have for the longest time, and like just seeing what starts to unfold and open up. And I mean, we're going to Nashville next week, so giddy up.
Might be some cock slang there, Kels.
There might be. We'll find out.
Oh shit. Yeah, I think for a lot of people there's this like it's either business or it's either love or it's either purpose. Like there's all these pieces, and I think that's just disintegrating right now. Like we're seeing this and we're seeing it in Club Unhinged and what Kelsey and I are building, because I was like, I've done the whole business and I'm obsessed with that, and that takes over my life. And then I've done the thing where the relationship and the codependency and like just obsessing about somebody else's problems. And I'm like, I want a fucking life that lends itself to all areas. It just is. It's me fully expressed, and that becomes my work, and that becomes my relationship, and that becomes everything I do. And like you said, Kelsey, you start becoming mused by life. Like life is the ultimate. I mean, everywhere you go, it's fucking magic. I mean, it's wild, and the polarity, and it's dark and twisted and fucked up, and it's filled with spicy margaritas and dancing and makeouts on the dance floor, and it's filled with like meditation and fucking breath work. And then it's like it is all of it. And I think that there's this underbelly of the spiritual and personal development world that's coming to light right now, because I think the pendulum does swing. It's like we're all unconscious and we become super conscious. We're super conscious. There's deep shadow to that as well. And I think there's just like, it just is coming back into balance. And again, it's like, who the fuck are you? What do you care about? And just focus on that. Like authenticity.
I love the current trajectory that we're on. One of the things that I like to say is like, I serve union. I serve ass. Kelsey knows this.
I do know this.
I serve
I'm
like
so
the
happy
profound
we've ended up
and
here.
the profane. Like I have never been interested in like hyper masculine business or hyper feminine business. I've never been interested in hyper spiritual or hyper like non-secular, whatever the thing is, right? Like the extreme polarity has always felt off in my system. It's even why when I was teaching money, I never used the word abundance. I never like refuted scarcity either. I was like, there's truth in both oppositions, but it's not the extent that people think it is. Like this pendulum swing to consciousness meant that we denied our humanity and turned our humanity into the evil thing. It becomes the thing that people go, oh, let me do the shitty thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being human. As if being human's bad, as if being human's the limitation. And then on the totally unconscious side, it's like, it totally forgets that you're this magical being. Where I sit, this middle ground, where it's everything and nothing. It's the profound and the profane. It's the ass, because we all fucking got one, that you can't fake surrender with. But yet all of your shittiness comes through it, like it's all at the same time. Like that's what I'm here for. And that the thread that I've been following the last couple months, well, actually most of my life, is I want to live a life out loud that when it ends, it's worth telling as a story. Like I want to live my life story out loud. And then at the very end of it, be just as happy to read it out loud. When I was a kid, that was something that really landed for me, because me and my nonno, my mom's father, were really close. And his life story, so fucking weird. Like, he wanted to go to Rome to be an actor. His mom said no. He wanted to go to Venezuela. And then his mom said no. And then finally he like ran away with my grandmother. And then she got pregnant. And then he went to Germany. Like all of this weird, wacky stuff. And I was like, I want a story like that. I want a story that like you're just enthralled with. You're so interested in living. And the reality of that is that a good story has plot twists. Yes. It has these like weird, bizarre things happen into it. And whether I was totally unconscious following like all of the rules of the Matrix, it was linear. There was no plot twists. And then when I was following the whole like consciousness path and like embodiment path even, there was this idea of like, this is how you become this ultimate person, even though it's not rooted in linear belief systems. It's all very like cyclical. There's still no plot twists. A plot twist is you take something like that's spinning and you stick a linear moment. And then in that linear moment, it takes a turn. Like, that's the life that I want. I want it so it's dynamic. I want it to be ever evolving. I want to grow through what life gives me to grow through. Yeah. And that's the focus. And I feel like I'm starting to get irritated. No, I like it. Let's be honest. I'm getting turned on.
Yeah, I think it's kinky.
It's kinky. Like that being unhinged, that like both middle fingers up to the sky, fuck everything we've learned, I'm going to do it my way, has been seen as this rebellious counterculture movement. But when I look at people like us, whose life do I want to be living? The one that actually has life in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yes.
My Instagram bio right now says, it's like so random. It's like helping you design a rich and juicy life that your 95-year-old self is going to be so fucking jazzed about. And I'm like, that's the thing though. Like when I go out, I want to go out with a fucking bang. Like I want to tell my grandkids, oh my God, I just got these piercings and these tattoos. And then I had this, and then I got married, and then I got divorced, and then this happened. I want to live life. Like I think so many times, like you said, majority of humans are not living. Like they're not fully living. Like a really rich, like I was saying to Kelsey, like this idea that keeps marinating with me is like designing a really rich life. That doesn't just mean money. It means like what is rich? Like rich with experiences, rich with love, rich with loss, rich with money, rich with like all the things. But there's a richness to it. There's a juiciness. There's like an aliveness. Like when I tell sometimes people, like I just went and did a super sexy dance show over the weekend. I've never been a dancer. And in January, I was like, I hate that I'm constantly saying, I'm not a dancer. I don't dance. And I was like, fuck that shit. I'm going to be a dancer. So I signed up for these sexy classes. It's like burlesque meets stripper. And I had a thing over the weekend. And I was like, I'm like shaking my ass naked. I just turned 40. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like this is so... And the amount of comments and people messaging me being like, oh my God, that's so inspiring. And I'm like, come and do it. Oh, I could never. And I'm like, yes, you fucking can.
You can. Yeah.
Like start questioning. I made it. I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's events last year, a couple of them. And when I got back, I'm like, I just need to start questioning everything that I'm like subscribed to, and just start like, is this for my greatest and highest? Do I want to unsubscribe for this? Like I started just doing those random shit, holding tarantulas and doing cold exposure when I was always like, I like hot. Like I was doing the most random shit, but it was started to like wake me back up, get me back online, get me out of the fucking amnesia, like asleep at the wheel that happens. And I was just like, I just want a really random, unconventional life. And I don't give a fuck if anyone wants to judge me that I went to Tulum for my birthday by myself. I met a girlfriend and wanted to, drink spicy margaritas, or like the choices I make, I'm like, I'm good with. And I think that that's really all that matters. And I love that, like you said, Stefania, like many things that Kelsey and I like this too. Like, it's just, I think if you're good with them and you're at peace with them, like even if some troll comes and says like, well, you shouldn't, it's like, well, I don't really give a fuck.
Maybe you should start living. Like
I'm
get
really
out from
triggering
under
you
that
because
bridge.
I'm just totally. I'm just triggering you because you've told yourself a story that you can't do the same.
Yeah. Exactly.
So rather than point fingers at me and get you all hot and bothered from my like living my existence, you just wake the fuck up too, bro. Like, come on, come online.
Well, and that's the thing. Anyways. Like, and we talk about this a lot. Of like, book the trip, make the move, say yes to life, say yes to love. Like, do the fucking thing that brings you to life. Well, this is what's
really interesting. I have been like in it the last couple months, right? Like letting go of actively teaching money. I mean, I still sell my programs for people who want to do them self-paced, but like really letting go of that side of things. I went back to BC to see family, and both of my parents, who like, they don't got money. Let's be real. Both of them were like, Steph, even though like financially everything's shifting for you, you need to travel. Like, you need to go out. You cannot be cooped up in your apartment, just hanging out with your dog. Like, it will fuck with you mentally. And it was interesting because, like, that's so not the advice that I would have expected from my parents.
Yeah.
Because they're just, you know, old school. But they know that, like, who I am as a person needs to be out in life. And so with this guy, I had already told my mom. I was like, oh, I met someone over the weekend. And I'm going to go to Orlando. And she's like, you know, I told her about him. And she's like, oh, I'm so excited for you. What had you buy the ticket? Like, what was the moment? Mm-hmm. And I told her that I really sat with it, being like, will I regret not buying the ticket? Will this be my what if? Mm-hmm. And so I bought it. Like, there was very little debate or assessment of like, is this a right move or whatever. There was awareness of like what other people would project onto me. And in fact, there was a couple conversations with people like, oh, you need to be cautious. Oh, what if he's love bombing you? And I just kept coming back to this thing of like, it's either a chapter or it's the next greatest story. Mm-hmm. Like, if we're really living our life, it doesn't matter that we're drinking spicy margaritas on the beach, even if you're naked doing it. It's just a chapter. Mm-hmm. Like, I think there's this way where we've almost started to treat our decisions like they're so fucking permanent. Despite the fact that we can change our mind as much as our mind changes. Like, we are not obligated to do any one thing forever. Mm-hmm. And the more that I lean into that, like, it's either a chapter or the next greatest story, my decisions become so much easier to make. Because I also trust myself, because no matter what the plot line is, it's my story. I'm the main character. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about what happens, even if it's bad, even if it's heartbreaking, even if it, you know, even with this guy, like, even if it doesn't last, even if it doesn't go anywhere, I'm not going to take it for granted. I'm not going to take what's right here, right now, as my life is unfolding and being written. I'm not going to skip out, and I'm not going to miss it. Mm. And I think that's the thing that I would like to see more people do, is like, I'm not going to miss out on the life that's unfolding right now. Because it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't justify my ego. That it doesn't look like how Susan from high school got married, or how Cynthia on TV says that love should be, or how this book told me that intimacy should look like, or how Alex Hermosi says my business should be. Like, really designing our lives for us, and knowing that commitment itself is going to cultivate like the types of people that are going to be coming into our story, and how they're going to shape us and how they're going to mold us. Like, I want to be a 90-year-old biddy talking about like, oh, do you remember when?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
three of us will be on a porch together.
Rocking.
Yeah.
I remember when I got fucked in the shower at that camp.
Billy, bring the tequila.
Get me the tequila, Johnny.
And you know what?
Having shots.
And the thing is, there's a part of me. The only heartbreak I think that actually exists is knowing that one day we'll forget these memories anyways. Mm. We'll forget pieces of it. So that makes living right now, right here, all the more important.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be moments where I'm, you know, in 6 years from now, I'm even going to forget little pieces of the story of the camp. But right now, while I was at that camp, you'd have to kill me right then and there to not be like taking every little bit of what was right there. When my drink was empty, he'd just like replace it. Yeah. And he'd check in on me if I was just like by myself for a while, you know, like, to be really present in my life, to really receive like the good, the fun, the juice, the sex, the joy, all at once that's here. One day I will forget it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to dismiss it right now.
Oh. Fucking hell.
Well, on that note, I don't think there's anything that's going to top that preach. So we'll just end it. We'll just end it there, I guess.
Just took us to church.
Yeah.
My
So
God.
I like to do.
Yeah. So fucking good.
That feels so delicious in my system and it goes into that whole conversation about like creating yourself alive and creating each moment intentionally. And part of that is the presence. It's being here and like literally savoring each fucking drop, and I think this is like the biggest thing that's come through in this experiment of being mused by life is like, I haven't cried. I think I'm on like day 13 today. I think I've cried every day. And most of the days it's because I'm so moved by life, because I'm an active participant in it. And I'm here savoring every drop and like feeling this opening that's happening in my system and like being fully present. And I love this piece that you just brought in of like, the biggest heartbreak is that there's going to be a day where we forget like just how beautiful this moment was. And all the more reason to be fully in it now. Steph.
Is that what I said? Because that sounds way more beautiful than what I said.
Something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
Oh
my gosh.
Add a little spice.
I feel like we're going to need a part 2. We're going to have to
so.
do a part 2.
How about after Florida? This is like pre-Florida, post-Florida.
We can do after Florida. I think that's great.
Yeah. I think
It'll
so
give me a
too.
place to be like either sobbing
Yeah.
or totally flustered and come back down to earth. Can I tell you what we're doing?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
So Friday night, we're going for dinner and then to a tiki bar.
Amazing.
Saturday, it's totally up in the air. We don't know what's going on. Sunday, we're going to Bert Kreischer's Brent. Oh my God, I can't. No, we're going to the comedy festival.
No way.
Bert Kreischer's Comedy Festival. Yeah.
Oh,
That's how it started. We were like,
Oh.
we were having lunch and he's like, I have 2 tickets. You can come. And I was like, oh yeah, you want me to fly down to Orlando? And he's like, yeah. And then it was like, ooh.
Oh my God. I'm so...
Oh, this
So
is amazing.
obsessed.
So I'm just like, which is funny because I don't know if you guys saw my video of like, let's make dating fun again. I want to do activities. And then there's this man who wants to do activities.
That was fast.
Activities. Oh my gosh. This is so immaculate. Kelsey and I were talking about how we want to make personal development fun again. You're making dating fun again. This is so fun. This is just like...
Living fun again.
Living.
Like, imagine
so
that we just make living fun again. And that all this other shit we've been sold, we can literally unsubscribe any point and like literally fuck the rules and make our own. Obsessed.
I love it.
Stefania, thank you so much for being here today with us. Any last words of wisdom, if you could like give one unhinged tip to our audience that you haven't said already, because you've given them a lot, but like if you were to give them one more taste of you, what would you say?
Oh, how perfect. And Kelsey, you're going to love this one. My one piece of unhinged advice: when it comes to life, unclench.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing butt stuff in. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this fucking moment.
I honestly need to talk about it a little bit more publicly, but I don't know how I'm ever going to do that without getting Instagram's deleting all of my comments right now, and I'm not saying anything bad. So one day for you especially, I'll bring more butt stuff into it.
Yes. Unclench that asshole. And maybe that's part 2 of our conversation here, after Florida /butt stuff.
I'm down. Oh, so good. We just love you. Well, we'll link everything. I'm sure we have all the places to find you. If you're listening, you have to go. I don't know why I keep saying if you're listening. Of course you're fucking listening. If you're listening to my voice right now, then you know you are listening.
All the way through the
You've
gauntlet,
made it all the way to the end. Then we will link all of your delicious places to find you. And I mean, I was like dying. I was so entertained. I'm like, I don't need to watch any Netflix. Vanderpump Rules out, Stefania in. Here we go. But
your dreams of becoming a reality TV star are actually in motion. You've got your first 2 fans.
Totally.
Yes.
That's all you need.
We love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're an absolute delight. I'm just obsessed with you, and I just want more of you in my life, in my feed, and more of your magic out in the world, because it's such a huge fucking permission slip to live life out loud. And I just think you're fucking immaculate, and I love you so much. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you guys so much for having me. And I will include some juicy things in the show notes for you guys and your listeners.
Perfect.
Just so you can get more of me up in your grill.
Yes, please. That's what everybody wants. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone, tune in next week and we'll be back. All in all, we want to say thank you for being here. We love and appreciate you so much. And if you liked today, give us a 5-star rating, and we'll see you next week.
And share it. If you know somebody who needs this in their life, share this shit. Abundance goes round and round. We love you.
We love you. Bye.